In the last video, we got a really quick overview of Reason's massive, powerful console. And realistically, this is the heart of the application, and you might spend a lot of time in the console, but it's not where it ends. There are actually two other parts to Reason and its main interface. Now we've got the sequencer, and you've probably seen a sequencer like this before. It's a linear sequencer, and it can contain audio regions and it can contain MIDI regions, and it looks quite similar to, say, Ableton or Logic. Maybe different colors and graphics, but you'll be used to the concept if you've used another DAW. We can zoom in on the parts, we can scroll through them. But there's another part to Reason, and that's the rack. Here's the rack, and this is what makes Reason so capable. And you've probably seen this in earlier versions of Reason. We can flip the rack in exactly the same way, and we can route things. The only real difference here is that every audio track has an object, just like an instrument would or a device would. We've got an actual physical object in the rack for each audio track. And if I play the project back, you'll see the level in each audio track and the name just as you would on the mixer. And I can move back, and you can actually click on rack here in the mixer, and it'll take you straight to that audio device and split the screen for you. I'm going to go straight back to the rack there. There are actually shortcuts on the keyboard. You can set up F5, F6 and F7 to be the shortcuts for the mixer, the rack and the sequencer. So it's quite quick and quite intuitive. But these audio objects can be routed just like any other instrument or device. You can see we can flip the rack, and we've got direct outs, and we've got inserts and everything else. So this is a really great part of Reason. If we were to load any MIDI devices, and we'll do that later, or any effects, they would show up here, and we can show our insert effects and drop them in here, and then we can go back to the mixer to control the send levels. So that's really the relationship between the mixer and the rack. Hopefully that makes sense, and moving forward you'll know what I'm doing when I'm switching between the two. Next up, we're going to have a look at devices and how we would drop inserts in and how I would quickly use effects. And then moving on from there, we're going to take a much deeper look at the console's channel strip.